Hmm. Hello. Welcome back to another episode of GTNH. How's everyone doing? There's a feather in my inventory, and I'm pretty sure it's because of this chicken that Ali laid a while back. He's still here. He's forever stuck in the space elevator over here. You're you're just gonna stay there forever. So every now and then I just fly around and I pick up feathers. Anyways, how's everyone doing? Um, I had a pretty chill day today. I participated in the advanced electrical safety training class today, and it was the entire day. Man, I was sitting in front of a computer for like 8 hours. I'm kind of sick of it. So I'm gonna spend another 2 hours in front of a computer after work because of GTNH. Anyway, so I just wanted to bring up something. One of the last things we did yesterday was attempt to fix the black hole compressor, and then I found out that it wasn't really fixed. I made it worse. But I found the solution to it. Let me fix my mic, actually. I'm just realizing it's a little off center. That's as close as I'm going to get it. Again, it's just my temporary situation, living situation. I don't have a comfortable desk. It's fine. No, but I did figure out what was going on last time. It's just it was a very simple fix. And all it was is just adding an extra signal right here, the yellow one. I'll show you right here. Right there. It was pretty much just attaching the yellow wire, which is basically corresponding to, hey, I'm ready to reset. Attach that to a external signal, which pretty much controls the controller. So in other words, when the system is ready to reset, tell the controller to stop running recipes so that we don't have that issue where it runs a recipe when it's resetting and then it breaks everything. No. So for the most part, it works pretty well. I haven't really seen many issues with it. Um, Here's hoping that it doesn't have any issues. Okay, so I did a couple things off camera. Not really. It was just staring at it. I think the biggest thing is that we actually have another astral array. So that's pretty much what I want to do for the next couple of episodes is craft Eyes of Harmony and astral arrays. And have them ready for the next episode. So it looks like confirmed we can make at least a single astral array off camera. Like one a day is pretty much where we're at, maybe two. And that's pretty impressive. But we're actually having a little bit of power problems because the more astral arrays and the more Eyes of Harmony I plant down, it's going to cause a power problem. So that's also the focus for today. And I'm going to need a lot more than one EU tick solar panel to get enough power for this. I just remembered that I put that down a couple episodes ago. Anyway, so the next couple of Eyes of Harmony that I want to build, I only want to have astral arrays inside them, just like we did with the first one over here. So this guy is giving us the stellar plasma, right? We're up to 363 million using tier 0, right? And then the next one I just want to add something. So I think the next one I want to do, let's go look at our what do you call it? The power planner. I'm going to be referencing this sheet kind of often today because there's a lot of things I want to look at. So right now, I think the next one I'm going to do is Universium, which is the best one is going to be 989 with Deep Dark as the planet. And then just keep spamming astral arrays. And that's the one that we have way back here. So go ahead and pause you. And then just move it on over. No, but other than that, pretty chill day. Of course, it started storming again. Man, I'm trying to take a walk, but I can't because the weather just keeps getting mad. I'm trying to take hikes again. There's some really pretty parks near me, and I'm itching to explore them. But no, ever since I moved over here to Houston, it's been nonstop raining, which is kind of what I get for, you know, moving out to somewhere that's like along the coast because it is a coast town. So it's kind of expected that it's going to be raining a whole bunch. But I didn't realize like this much. Anyways, I don't want to sound like I'm complaining. That's just how it is sometimes. Okay, so that guy is gonna go over here. We can totally wall share, but I'm not going to because like this is all that's wall shared right now, and like who cares, honestly. It looks a little neater if I don't wall share it. Is the server able to do the request? Yes, okay. It was just lagging something fierce. Let me claim chunks here. Chunk load it. Okay. A bunch of dirt. Okay, so this man is going to, it's for some reason still doing the recipe. So give it an astral array. You have deep dark 10. And then one more time, we're going to go into the power planner and see how much stellar plasma this needs. So this number right here, 992. Because remember, the one we have with tier 9 and overworld, it uses less stellar plasma. But this time we're going to bring it up to deep dark and 8. The reason why we do 8 instead of 9 is because the wiki tells me to. It's got something to do with the stellar plasma over here. If I do 999, it like, I can even show you. It's negative.
The form of hydration check.
That actually worked this time. Yeah, I just needed to restart OBS. Anyways, but if I use 999, the stellar plasma cannot keep up. But if I use 8, we have a net positive stellar plasma. That's the whole point of using this one. So this number 992 or 992K is what we want to look at. And hydration check. Hello, Ali. So we had a funny discussion in the. This is to everybody else. Let me drink water first. We had a funny discussion about hot sauces in our friends friend chat. We found out that there is such a thing as caffeinated hot sauces by. Let me turn this off. By what do you call them? It's 5-hour energy, right? Not 1 million requests. We'll do this. Let me change this. I want this to pick up stellar. It was a limited time. How does that even work though? That's nasty. Like you would put it on your breakfast tacos or something. Ew. No, thank you. Bye. I'm gonna cancel you. Pull out the recipe. To this day, I've never tried a 5-hour energy. I don't know if I ever am. I've always been like a coffee kind of person. So what was the number? 992K, right? Let me look at the power planner again. Yeah, 992K. And then we put that there. And I think that's all we have to do. Let me flush that out again just in case. Anyone know if I break this controller, it stores the astral array? Like, I'm pretty sure it does. Why do I have another control? Oh, it's because I actually, what happened was I made another 999 Eye of Harmony, and then I was like, nah, make it an astral array, so I converted it, but it doesn't use a controller, so I actually have another controller. I don't know if I'm like willing to trust that it won't void, so I'm just going to turn it on, I guess. Oh, it hasn't consumed it yet. Okay. Best case scenario. Okay. So it has eaten this guy, and then it should be able to turn on. I just need to tell this enable. Trying to push it, and then we. It has a little bit of helium, but probably because I just put some leftover in there. Or had a little bit of leftover from last time. Condensed raw stellar plasma mixture. Enabled. Are you trying to push into there? Is that set to insert or not? I don't remember. Hmm. Helium. I think it, okay. Is the number getting bigger for helium? Yeah. Okay. It's still trying to push helium. I don't really know how to deal with that. It has a leftover like craft. Maybe I just have to reset the craft. I don't remember if I did that. That number change. That number's still getting bigger. Why? It may also be because you just have like leftover stuff in there, and I don't know how to get rid of it. I think that's what's happening. So, because this was running like huge recipes, so there's probably billions of stuff in there. So let me turn it off and then break this. This is gonna be such a bad idea, right? Yeah, that wasn't a good thing to do. Let me do pick up to Emmy. Then pick up a pattern. I think these are leftover patterns from when I was trying to fix my base because I messed it up. Let me clear those. Then, oops. That down. There you go. I need that. Crafting this. Okay, I think it started. Yeah, I'm not sure if it actually started, but I'm gonna assume that it did. So I think it's fixed now. There should be 992,000 in there. Yeah. Okay, it just had a lot of backup like fluid in there from other times it's messed up when it was over there. Okay, so that means this is our Universium setup. Sweet. So I'm gonna need 2 more 2 more Eyes of Harmony. And I think that's what I'm going to stick with. 4 in total for now. 1 for Stellar, 1 for University, and 1 for Black, and then White, Star Matter, Dwarf Matter. And I don't know if it's more efficient to just spam Astral Rays into them or spam Eyes of Harmony. Because before you wanted to spam Eyes of Harmony for the power, but we're at a point where like we have the version where we have Antimatter, which is our next step. I need to work on this. Looking at the actual thing, because I just saw the photo and stuff before, it's apparently a very, very limited release thing, like select locations of Taco John. What the heck is a Taco John's? Sounds like Taco Bell, but the one we have at home. Okay, so what's going on with our power? How can I improve this? It's also a little tricky though, if you think about it, because the number of Eyes of Harmony I'm going to be adding is a lot of power. So I'm going to need a lot of power. And I think the focus for now is to start increasing the kind of fuel that it consumes. Like right now, if you think about it, the SAS is, or the SLAM, this one, is technically fully upgraded. Because this is the best fuel that it could use, which is UMV superconductor and antimatter. How much UMV superconductor? Have 2.2 billion of this, so I'm going to increase the buffer. Watch this. Increase this to just a billion. Just do that. We got to increase buffers. So also, since earlier today, I've been improving trying to pick up or level maintaining depleted fuel Mark 6. And it has been crafting and it's been steadily stored into here. But I'm not sure if we can craft it fast enough or it's being a little slow. So Nakodot based liquid fuel Mark 4, I'm actually going to cancel it because I feel like it's getting in the way of this one, yeah. So I'm going to take off the level maintain for Mark 4, which we don't really use too much. Like, yes, we do use it to power our base, but it's like, it's right here. And this is like, it's insignificant amount of power compared to like everything else. This is only a couple billions versus like the trillions we're consuming. I'm gonna turn off the level maintain for this one, right? Yeah, bye. Yeah. And then increase this one to like 10k. Can I craft 10k at a time? Looks like I can do it. So like, what's the bottleneck with this? How can I increase the crafting of all of this a little bit faster? And it looks like the bottleneck is these guys over here. So if you think about it, the most amount of power they're going to consume is 1 point whatever. So that means I can just give it a wireless energy hatch because that's how they work. It's the West Coast thing with the Taco John's. Yeah, probably. It's like Del Taco. I've never seen one in my life, but apparently everyone says it's super good, but I've never seen one ever. I don't even know if there's any in Texas. Hang on, let me check. Del Taco. There's 3. Oh no, there's a whole, actually there's a, yeah, there's only like 3 in all of, no, they're not in Houston. If it's not in Houston, it's nowhere else in Texas. Let me drink water. But yeah, I've heard people like, there's that meme, come to Del Taco, something like that. We got fresh avocado. You guys remember that? Yeah, we don't have a Del Taco. We got fresh avocado. That's a funny one. See, I'm hip. I know old classic memes. So, use higher tier coils to unlock more field types and perform more perfect overclocks. So I think the this one over here, it cannot be overclocked by increasing the input voltage. The only way to overclock is to use higher tier coils, which means the most amount of stuff it's ever going to do is whatever's in here. Like, this is as fast as it's ever going to run, I think. So what does that mean? I think what I want to do is start making more of them. And I'm going to start by giving them off 64 amp UMV hatches, just to make it easier to power and copy paste. Another thing I want to work on, maybe start making progress, is Godforge, because I want to start getting into UXV. Technically we're there already. We just need mag matter for all of the casings. Like, we can already do hang on, magneto hydrodynamically constrained star matter. I almost got it. But mag matter is something from the Godforge, and we have to get this guy going somehow. So we need to think about ways of getting more graviton shards, because that's our main bottleneck right now. And fully upgrading the Godforge, because if I also look at the quests down here, so we have Universium to unlock the final quest page. We just need molten mag matter. So this is something I think we should look at somewhere in this video, in this episode. But right now I just want to make more of these guys. And the main reason I want to get into UXV is for the wireless hatches, because these guys you can make real thick wireless ones. Oh man, this would be so good. No more lasers. Let me pause all of you. Put that guy right there. This is probably overkill to give it this much power, though. But I also just want to get rid of lasers. I'm trying to do that from now on, just get rid of lasers. Like, lasers are really good, it's cumbersome. Because you have to, like, put the battery bank down and whatever, but it's just a matter of being lazy. I'm not going to deny it. Okay, so if I wanted more, I can just pretty much just make more. Make more of these guys. Which am I gonna do? So I think what I want to do for these is actually build them somewhere else, maybe even back here, and then like just keep building it up, I guess. I don't know. I think I'll do that actually. Watch this. So mark copy. Mark copy. Hello? Oh, okay. And then mark edit trends and mark paste. Hang on, the server's being a little slow today. Or maybe I'm being a little slow. My internet. That's probably what's going on. And then rotate. Why? Oh, by the way, I should say that or mention that the Airbnb host mentioned that on Wednesdays they host the Bible studies. So there's going to be a lot of people in the background, and that might be why the internet's being a little struggly today, because everyone is connected to it. Probably. I don't know if it's the server or the internet is struggling. Okay. Does not rotate X. Rotate Z. Rotate Z. Rotate Z minus, actually. Yeah, like that, right? Yeah, okay. So what I want to do is just put it somewhere and then start piling them up. Similar to how we have the, uh-oh. Is it the server or me? Anyways, it's similar to how the fusion casing is. At least for the VOD, it doesn't get interrupted because I record the VOD separately, but the stream might struggle. So stream watchers, sorry, but VOD watchers are going to eat good. I'm just going to put it right here. You can't stop me. Yeah, let's put it right here. No, Allie joined. Hello, Allie. Is it right there? And then move it one this way. Paste X. No. Nope. Like that. Move it up one this way. I'm going to assume, but then I also have to plan it. Like, I might as well work on this, like, if I'm going to have a ton of, if I need to get, if I need to make this faster, because, yeah, that's pretty slow. Making the based fuel. Based. Server struggling, right? Okay. Something here is causing lag. I don't know what. But I would like to work on this a little better. It didn't start to hit HEB. No, every time you join the server, it will lag something fierce because of the Godforge. You're just loading the assets. After that, it's going to be fine. I have no way of controlling that. Unless I disable the animations completely. Actually, is there a way for me to do that? Maybe that'll help. I'm going to disable the animations for the Godforge. It's a shame, though, because I can't tell if it's actually working. But I'm trusting that it is because we have like 1 billion of the fuel in here. Another thing is that we can actually start using star matter, right? I'm curious if this is better to use because we're producing that now. So I also want to start looking at bottlenecks, and one of them is superconductor wires, it looks like. Mostly because I'm not crafting them in big enough batches that all of them are being used. Like all of the assemblers. Circuits for sure. So this is a list of bottlenecks that I've noticed, the bigger problems. Advanced AST lines. I talked about it yesterday that I want to do dedicated ass lines pretty soon. So using this format, I haven't really worked on it yet. It was just planning, but I do want to get power first through more antimatter. But this way, they won't wait for each other. They'll run in parallel. So like one system can just spam quantum circuits, the other system can spam picos or and so on, right? And then one system can spam optical mainframe. So basically, all of the problem child is mostly the circuits. Circuits are a big problem. So I'm gonna have like a dedicated spam for each one. Also, totally why the episode today is called "Spam and Egg Breakfast Tacos." Partially because I'm trying to spam stuff, and also because Ali mentioned the 5-hour energy hot sauce. It sounds nasty now that I say it out loud. So what's wrong with you? I don't think I ever turned on the controllers back on. That's what. Yeah, I never did. Oops. That's my bad. So. I'm trying to start changing them into Nakodot base liquid fuel mark 6. So I think I'm going to change this to just 200k for now. And then change this one over here, the second one, to 200k. This one to 200k. Mm-hmm. So that should speed up antimatter production by a little bit, and then I'm gonna see exactly how much it is. Like how much are we actually saving, right? Or I guess how much extra are we producing? Problem child, optical mainframes. It's like we produce them fast, but like man, I want to be crafting them. I want to craft a full batch basically instantly. And then there's also another part of me that wants to wait for the big spam until we get UXV hatches, because otherwise it's going to be a lot of capacitor banks everywhere and lasers, and I don't want to, not sure if I want to deal with that. Yeah, I'll think about it. Let me see how fast or slow this is, because if that's the bottleneck, then yeah, I need to make more of these guys. Yeah, it is. It looks like you can only make 2.5 every 6 seconds, and I want more. Okay. Other than that, let's start looking at. It's been a while since I spammed with rewards, because I'm actually completing quests. Also, I've worked on a couple of quests off camera. I did totally complete the MV quest line because we had the pollution thing disabled. I spent a day with pollution enabled just doing this quest. It was pretty funny. The world instantly got dirty, and then I turned it back off because I didn't want to deal with it. HV is missing division sigil stuff, which is one of the magic ones, so we got to keep going. And then I kind of just didn't want to do any of this because this was like a million microcrafting steps, and I was like, nah, no thank you. So I'll come back to that. Okay, but anyways, maybe another thing I should look at is Tachyon Rich. We have 308 million. So that QFT has been running nonstop. Maybe I want to switch to Tachyon Rich as well. And I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. let's go ahead and do it. So if I look at the SAS and drink some water because I'm a little thirsty. So, so magnetic stabilization is to use tachyon-rich fluid instead of purified tangum. Okay, yeah, at least starting to complete this. So we are producing this passively. Did you really just not grab? I didn't really check. I was just completing a bunch of quests and then I stopped. That's it. So I probably had a bunch of stuff. Okay, let's do that. $10 million, just like that, and then switch you to tachyon rich. Okay, and then I also want to start using molten eternity. Because we also passively produce that. I'm gonna try it because molten eternity and tachyon rich are made in the same QFT. So if I'm getting one constantly, then I'm getting the other one constantly as well. Chronic singularity, and let me check on that guy. That was this little setup over here. Let me increase this to 10 million. Yeah, okay, let's try using molten eternity for something. For this one's gonna replace space-time. It also means I don't have to deal with spatially enlarged fluid because I would have had to craft it. And speaking of that, I did change the recipe for spatially enlarged because before I was using this one in the Forge Hammer, and then now I'm just using, basically converting tachyon rich into spatially enlarged, and that seems to be like the best way around it. Okay, and then this one, change the control to molten eternity, like that. Now here's the question, can I support that much, or do I have to upgrade it? That is a good question. We'll do the math right now. Okay. So, is there any other fluid that we can use? Because right now it's as being, we're trying to get as efficient as possible. So right now we have better activation, which is depleted Mark 6. Better gravity, which is a molten eternity. Better magnetic, which is tachyon rich. We're not there at mag matter yet, so maybe I do want to look at the Godforge. Mag matter might be is going to be the best option. And then MHD CSM. Maybe now I can do that. Actually, we might be able to. How do I make this again? I think I'm going to hold off until we get the electric implosion compressor upgraded. which is the second recipe, but I can't do it because I don't have UXV hatches yet. Because it says that most 1 tiers above its average energy hatch tier. So I need UXV to run max recipe. I think that's my understanding. So I can't do this recipe yet. And then doing it like this is just inefficient, so I'm not going to do that. So that's the next step. And I guess I never talked about it. This is one of the recipes I set up off camera. All the nanite stuff. All of this was off camera. Including all of this eternity stuff as well. I kind of just had eternity at the start of yesterday, but I had to work on it to get 999. So I just wanted that taken care of before I started the next couple episodes. Okay, so this guy's complete. I'm gonna paste it now. Allie's moving the heat. Let me get this going. Exchanging from here. From here. Right there. And then all of this is going to be Aegon. And so are you. Okay, I'm not really going to set this up just yet. No, let's at least get the first one. So that once I start spamming, I can just keep piling upwards, right? So this one is I'm fueling it. I'm not going to move it. Don't worry. Let me at least face it this way so that it looks cool. And then you just need to have facing east. Is that east? That's east. Yeah, just like that. And then the power. Just like that. And then, well, that's pretty much it. And then I just keep piling it up. That's pretty much it. Okay, and then we connect this guy. So these coils are a little bit expensive, so I'm not going to spam them right now. The focus is on doing what we can to improve antimatter production. Man, I'm running out of channels. He says as there's 1 million enemy controller spaces left. Alright, it's already working. Okay, well we got a fifth one, so come back to that. Drink water. Okay, back to the SAS. And we're going to load the world, thank you. Make sure that these guys are running. And then we're going to go back and refer to the what do you call it? The power planner again. Sorry for the flashbang. Okay. So we're changing this to use Tachyon Rich, Eternity, and Depleted Mark 6. And you can see here that the power thing starts to change also. And I'm going to go ahead and keep it as optimized for EU per SAS, mostly because I don't know what it means. So I'm just going to keep it like that. So, I mean, I can also change it to for better containment maybe, or better activation. What do we think? I think if I do EU per SAS, it's like the most power we can get out of it, and I think that's what I want to do. And if I'm struggling on any of these, then I have to increase it. So the only thing is that it's going to be using a lot of fuels. So I have to work on ways to make even more of it. But right now, I think I'm just going to set it. And if I start complaining about any of these, then I already know I have to increase it. So per SAS, it made a huge jump if you really think about it. And no, you know what? For now, let's do activation. It's still a huge increase. Yeah, we're going to keep it as EU per activation until I improve everything else. It's still a big increase. No need to make massive jumps yet, at least. Okay, so this is the numbers. We want to do 6272 per, or 392K per hatch. So 392K per hatch. We have to, oh, this is such a mess. We have to change this value to 3. I already forgot. 392,000 per hatch. 392,000. Remember that number. This is only 39,000. So change this to 0. And change this to 392. Now, how much is that consuming, though? Probably a crazy amount. Hello, Allie. What's up? I can't hurt Allie because she's wearing infinity armor. Hey, Allie, you want to learn how to do antimatter? So that when the base inevitably fails, you know how to fix it. How does one bend things? A bending machine? What you trying to bend? What's up? 1 tin ingot. For what? What are you trying to make? She's thinking. She's thinking about it. Man, wouldn't it be weird? I know people have done it where they have like AI players beat Minecraft. Dense tin plates. Got you. See, Allie doesn't need to learn AE2 when I'm in the server. I'm her AE2, I guess. I don't know. I'm bending it. 9. Okay, you should be able to request it now. Do 1,000 of it just to make sure it works. There it is. Okay. Okay, back to this. If I do the math, back to the power planner. I'm going to go back and forth a lot. So here's the math that I want to look at. Tachyon Rich, I want to maintain 5,000 per second, as well as Eternity and Activation. These two, not as much because they are on request. I just need to increase the crafting size. But these two are the problem childs, I think, Magnetic or Tachyon Rich and Eternity. So I'm just going to assume 5,000 for each one. So if I check the QFT over here, we're probably going to have to increase the QFT. Per second is only 1,800, and it's only sometimes. So yeah, you need more. So I need to increase this, man. Let's make more catalyst housings and start giving this lasers. Let's start doing it in groups of 4. Make 3 of you. It's a good thing I have a lot of Universium backed up because, yeah, it's going to use a whole bunch of it. This thing was expensive to start off because, yeah, you needed a lot of universium for just one of them. I remember that. Timepieces as well. This is just passively produced by them now. There's 14,000 of them. So what I'm going to do with this guy is just give it laser power, I think. Oh, get me out of the back rooms. And then we go down the list. So start supporting everything involved. So more energized tesseracts, more chronic singularities, primordial matter, and fermium. There's one. So what happens if I just give it one more? Does it do anything? I don't think so. 4 billion. That's how much you per ticket that it's consuming. Yeah, I'm always curious how this works. If it's better to just give it more power. I'm pretty sure the more parallels is always going to be better. And here's the other thing. I can also focus, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to use fermium plasma. Like if I really wanted to, I can focus on just the eternity and tachyon rich, I think. But I think how it works with fermium is that it just boosts everything. So I would use neptunium to focus on one thing, or fermium to boost everything. Curious what you guys might think. Put a circuit in the controller to specify the focused output. I'm assuming I'm not going to worry about it because I use all the outputs, especially things like Shirobon. I think accidentally I now have 122 million of it because of the QFT here. So I'm curious if this is going to do anything power-wise. There's 4.2 billion. What happens if I just give it 4? It uses all 8 billion. Okay. And that number, 6.25 or 6.3, is usually a signal to tell you that you don't have enough power. It's doing as much as possible. It's something with the batch mode processing. It always brings it down to 6.3 seconds, something like that. So this is already still not enough. We want 5,000 per second, so we need more. Okay, let me make 8 more. No, 4 more. And then start giving it more power. So how much more power should I give it? I mean, for sure, the tachyon rich is probably okay. I guess time will tell, right? No, it's not, because remember, we have two... Forgot there's 2 antimatters. 2 sasses that we want to start maintaining. I'm going to only worry about one of them and then use that to get more power, upgrade it to get more fluid, to upgrade the other SAS to get more power, and then we just keep doing that back and forth until they're both good enough. Yeah, so I'm not going to upgrade the other one yet. It's still going to be doing a little bit. If anything, I'm going to shut off the second one for now. Okay, so if I look at this one and we go back to our favorite spreadsheet, we're estimating, I'm going to put it to 1 actually. We're estimating about 1,600, 43 liters per second. I'm going to round up to 1,600. So that's the number we want to look at. 1600. I can check here. It looks like it's, I don't know if you do the math there, it's going to average 1600 or something like that. Which tells me change this value so it uses 1600 of both. So if I do this, and also check how much output it's going to be. At some point we may have to upgrade the lasers. I think it's these UAV ones are gonna be as good as possible. Technically they don't even need the lasers anymore, the vacuum tubes, but I'm too lazy to break it. So what we want to do is do 1600 per second. But remember that this man runs every 5 seconds. So a little bit of quick maths. 8,000. So I want to be pushing 8,000. Right. So 8 buckets. 8 buckets. 8 buckets. 8 buckets. I think that's all I had to change, hopefully. Let this run for a couple cycles to reset itself. Efficiency is 95%. How dare you? Probably because I need to wait a couple cycles because it runs a little bit while you're doing things. And this is the value to pay attention to, 1.05 times 10 to the 16th, because back to our favorite spreadsheet, I can, with the UIV hatches I have 64 1048 UIVs. This can only support up to 5.40 per push. So as long as we're below 5.40 per burn, we should be fine. Okay, so that's working. So now do the quick maths. Subtract this number by 2. That's how much power we're producing. So we're now in the quadrillions, I think. Is that really what it is? Hang on, that doesn't seem right. It seems like too much. No, yeah, that's for sure quadrillion. Because remember, I made the weird math error last time. I was like, oh no, we're not producing that much power. No, we are. I'm gonna drink water. Okay, so that's 1 quadrillion EU tick, or 1 times 10 to the 14th. I think that's the math that we figured out. Just subtract that number by 2. No, it's not even 1 quadrillion. That's 100 trillion. It's 100 trillion. Yeah, we're not at the quadrillion yet, because quadrillion is 10 to the 15th. Yeah, 100 trillion. Yeah, sure. Okay, we're going back up. Thank you. That's all I cared about. Okay, and then it's like just making sure that this doesn't run out. So we have 100 trillion to work with. And then we just have to make sure that we can produce all of this fast enough. So that's where we start spamming QFT to make more of the fluid, and then start making more refineries, things like that. There's 4 more. Curious how it changes. I'm not sure how this is working. There's probably math. I'm just gonna give it more power, honestly. So let's give it a. Let's just start using UMV because we're rich like that. I always use 137. Let's just use 500 billion as the next like benchmark, right? Sure. Let's just do it. There we go. So 1 target hatch, 1 source hatch. And then just start giving a bunch of the catalysts. We need so much of this. Give me more. We're not done yet either, because then we have to start supporting all the other crafts. Right? So everything supporting this, like chronic singularities, basically everything in here, we gotta start improving as well. So we're not quite done yet. We have this guy, right? Yeah. Mhm. You are... What capacitor is that? It's a UEV capacitor. It's not enough. I need to make you a UAV capacitor. It looks expensive, but I think we can do it relatively fast. Yeah, as long as it doesn't use a DTPF or 5 million circuits, it's usually kind of quick to craft this. Yeah, because that's not going to support it. I mean, I can build, I can just set it up, but I'm not going to turn on the machine yet. Man, today has been mostly just a technical talk. I haven't really talked about like how my day was really. It's been a pretty busy episode, right? That's a good sign though. That means there's just stuff to talk about and there's a lot of stuff to work on. Anyways, just to share, it's like again today was like I basically spent like 8 hours doing advanced electrical safety training, and there is a lot of good. There's some pretty good information there, of course, because like they're trying to keep you alive, right? But they're like they really try to drill it into you that hey, you don't want to mess around with electricity. So they were showing some like kind of disturbing images, and pretty funny though, because like they were showing a lot of these gruesome images of like people who, you know, were unfortunately in electrical accidents. But the dude just like the trainer decided to show them right after lunch, which which was definitely a decision he did on purpose. No, but it was really trying to drill into you like, hey, you gotta watch out for stuff like this, and like totally get it. Yeah, you don't want to mess around with it. First hand experience. I play GTNH. I've blown up so many things. I'm pretty sure I've gotten my character killed by electric explosions. Wouldn't want that happening in person, right? Okay. Nanoprocessors, you're cringe, but you're also not too bad. Okay. Eternals. Singularities. Oh, don't tell me you voided. I honestly feel like it was working fine until... Yeah, it might have broken again. You want to know what I think is happening? It's the server reset that's breaking this thing, because it was working perfectly until the server restarted and then it started messing up. I feel like that's the only explanation. I'm not gonna like... It's probably most likely me that's messing it up, but I don't want to take the blame for it. I'm gonna blame the server for messing up. We already saw that the server was struggling. Yeah, I'm gonna blame the server. And I have good evidence for that. Maybe video evidence, so like you can see the stability, right? I set it up so that it should be like from scratch. The stability should land on 10%. And it's not going to change. So yesterday when I set this up, it was not changing from 10%. But I looked at it earlier today. I didn't want to say anything, but now I'm going to address it. It was at 15%. That's not good. That means there's some timing mismatch that happens. And the only different variable that I can think of is the server restarting, which happens once a day. So I'm gonna go ahead and blame the server. Also, who knew that HV circuits, out of all things, were gonna be annoying to deal with? I guess I can also start working on spam. Hello, the Viking. I don't know why I said it like that. What's up? How's it going? We're making some pretty good progress, honestly. We just 10x our power, I think. Over 10x our power. And now that's assuming I can even maintain the fuel, which is kind of sus right now. But assuming the fuel is good, we just 10x our power. And we got so much more room to grow. So I think in the meantime, I need to start making a better standard for circuit spam because, yeah, we're starting to see problems with circuits. So this is a standard that I want to do. At least for the circuit AS line, this is the best power I can give it right now is UMV wireless. And then I want to connect it to a wireless connector, and this is all 8 channels. And then configure this one to whatever value it uses. So I'm going to do that. Now, where's a good place for that? Here we go. 10 seconds. 15%. I don't know what happened, honestly. If it says 15%, there's a timing mismatch somewhere. It's supposed to be 10%. I'll check the logic because I also noticed that I made a mistake at the end of last episode as well. I didn't I didn't configure the counters correctly. I forgot to set the decrement to 90. And this one I forgot to set it to 200. So I'm really not sure what's going on. I'm gonna blame the server though. Who cares? I'm gonna blame the server. Yeah, sure. Let's just blame the server. It's never my problem, right? Okay. So where's a good spot to put the new and improved circuit assembly spam? First of all, I need to set up a controller for this. Which is what I kind of did yesterday, right? One of you and a bunch of you. Yeah, if it's mismatched like that, it's gonna cause problems. So that already messed up somewhere. So you're messed up. I'm gonna figure that out off camera, honestly. Circuit spam right here. I also didn't show this off camera. Oh, yeah, I turned on pollution for 5 seconds and it dirtied up the entire world. I also didn't show this off camera, but I did spam these guys. Honestly, let's just make a new field. Yeah, I'm just gonna put it to the side over here. This is our new site for circuit spam. So how it's gonna work is, first of all, a hub. Let's do something to connect to main network. So I'm going to need a wireless connector. So I want the wireless connector right at the front and center. Okay. And then just a black cable. A interface. This thing is only producing items, so you just need to be a regular interface. Let's do a full block. Why not? That means you don't need a cable if it's a full block. We'll do that. And then to push into this network, you need a storage bus. Like that. And then blue cable. And yes, I'm totally just going to build like one row of machines and then just go on to infinity um, until I stop complaining. That's the whole point. So we have storage bus like that. You have the magic controller right here. You have a bunch of these controllers up there until it stops complaining, just like that. And then every time I want to connect to the circuit assembler, I connect it to hubs. So this one is going to support 4 machines. So what's the maximum number of machines I can support would be all of this. And if I need more, I can just add more controllers if I really wanted to. Okay. So just thinking about it. What did Ali say? When I ask for 120 and get 65,000. Yeah, that's a pattern optimization doing shenanigans like that. You guys remember this curse, the precise assembler? um, I don't know what's wrong with it, honestly. Oh yeah, we have our machines. They're still working. This one's 3.5% of the way there. This one's doing the certificate of not being a noob. And this one's doing a single Shirobon large plate. This one's 30% done, so it's working on it. I was going to copy this guy. So if I want the most space efficient setup, I would put the controller on top. Right there. No, I want to cut, actually. Move like that, too. Set mode, copy. No, yes, copy. Reset the transform. And then mark. No. Set mode, move, mark paste. There it is. Okay. This also means I can easily access this. Another thing I need to do is actually figure out a way to store all this stuff. So I'm still not done with this then. I'm gonna have to do modifications, so let me move it actually. Me saying modifications, I sound like a smart dude. Okay, so I still need a way to push patterns actually. Well, actually, that's what the interface is for. Yeah, I could totally do that. So I can do push it into one spot so that all the patterns go into another interface, and this interface is going to store all the items. You need to be a dual interface though. Like right there, right? And then you store into a drive. An ME drive. Right here. Go ahead and put that. How do I make this look as neat and cool as possible? Probably just like this, right? Yeah, but I don't want it to like interact with that up there, so I'm not going to do that. So Mhm. I mean, it's just an extra block of space. Let's just do that. There it is. Okay. And then I can put terminals here if I want to look at it. So each one of these is going to have a single fluid singularity because we're not messing around anymore. And you also need how many items? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 items. So 3 more of you. This guy's almost done. And that made a million of them by accident. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just like that. And then, so the whole idea, because the output is sharing with the inputs, then I have to tell the output to go into here, back to mainnet, but with the high priority. Actually, what I can do is, no, that's not gonna work, right? Because how this is gonna work is that it's gonna try to go into here, and then go back into here, and I don't want that. So instead, what I can do, where's the output allowed here, actually? Input bus. Circuit S line. Can you just put it anywhere then? I'm a little confused. Like, how come it says I can put input hatches in the middle and that's not how it works? Hang on, do I need to have... Hang on. Am I understanding how this works correctly? Does it work like a regular S line? It works like the normal one, but with different items. But since it's only 1 item per cow, it's far easier to use. And the recipe is cheaper too. Okay. But you still need to keep ingredient order. So can I put the output bus anywhere if you like? No, it doesn't like it. Okay. What about input buses? Can I put those anywhere I feel like? No. This is really the only thing I can put anywhere I feel like. So the output bus. I guess what I can do is filter it. I'll just do that, honestly. Yeah. Okay, set this to insert only. And then filter it. So this one, we're going to play around with nano processors for now. Actually, no. Well, yeah, because they make my batteries. No, opticals. Opticals is one of the bigger problems. I could just filter it, yeah, and then increase the priority. Just like that. So when it outputs, it's gonna prioritize going into here, and it's filtered to optical. I can also use a sticky card in case the main network struggles, which I'm gonna do honestly. Gonna do it. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna call this. I'm circuiting it optical. Yeah, sure. Okay, and then I think that's all we need to do. Everything else is just going to be what do you call it? Hubs, right? Yeah, sure. Anything in HVEV needs to be either set up in a machine to complete or go get, and it can't be bothered. That's fair. That's why I didn't do them. And then put that right there. Imprinted with optical. You're already imprinted. Okay. So let me make it look a little pretty. Need some Agon. I grabbed all the things that were either in the system or at least automated enough. Okay. Let me connect this now. Also, we're going to put a hub right here. And because I don't want it to connect there and look a little ugly, it's going to be purple. And light blue. Yeah, sure. Right there. Okay. This one is black for input. Queuing mode. Connect this to anywhere on the input. Right there. Okay. So, next step, let's get the optical circuit. U. And I'm going to put that guy right there. And then connect queuing mode, U to U. And then you have to connect like that. There we go. So all of these guys are connected. All right. Let me pause you. If I try to craft a optical processor here, like that. And so this one is going to be auto pull because there's only one fluid. And all of these have to be in order. So you go with the wraps like that. I messed up already. That one. That one. And you. Okay, so this one has everything. All right. And since this is only going to do one recipe, I don't need to like worry about blocking card or anything. And then each one has all the stuff. Turn it on. It doesn't work. Why not? And you have the right circuit. You have that one. You have the wraps. Now it's missing something. there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different items, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 different items, and you have wrap of optically protected. Contains mutated living solder. That's what it was. Okay, you need a discretizer. So how I convert? Oh, you do need to be a dual interface because you're pushing fluids in there. Okay, let me break this. Actually, just take everything out. We'll reset the craft. How much did you push in there? I like that pick up to ME option. It just does it everything in one go. Okay, and then we put everything back. You need to be a dual interface. You can have the pattern. I would like you to push only to the right. All right, have a good night, Ali. Thanks for joining. Thanks for the help as always. I'm just gonna call this optical optical what? Optical processors. Okay, and I think with the dual interface, it should. No, it makes more sense to just do this, right? Like that. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So if I try to craft that again. Okay, now it's making. Okay, cool. So obviously that's like incredibly slow. So the next step is just to start spamming the heck out of this. And I'm going to make this Aegon so it's a lot easier to copy. Just like that, yeah. And the next step is to break down all of the optical processor guys. And then basically just write them in that format. And this makes it a lot more copy pastable. So these guys are the optical processor lines, right? Yeah. So break all of this. That way I don't have to deal with all of this connecting to wireless connector shenanigans because that was getting annoying. That's pretty much the whole reason I did something like this, where it's focused on just one circuit so that I can just spam it forever. And I fully intend on doing that. Okay, so let me replace with air. Let's just start ripping apart everything. Mind you, it's only optical processors that I'm getting rid of. Because obviously this setup doesn't work with anything else. Because circuit and AST lines only deal with one kind of circuit. This also means like rest in peace our gaming computer setup. I mean, not really. It's still there. I think I have another group of opticals. No, it's BioWare processors. These guys are BioWare assemblies, wetware. There's a couple of opticals in like one of these groups up here, and I'm not gonna look for it. Okay, and then next up is basically just copy pasting the heck out of this. Do I just fully do this because each one? Keep in mind, each one only needs 8 channels, right? So each face can do a total of 4 machines. So do the math, right? Let's just do all of them. Let me mark copy here. I'm just gonna fill up an entire tower. Let's do that. And if I need more connections, I can always just honestly, I'm probably just going to extend the controller out of this way. It's gonna look weird, but it's gonna have to be like that. That's fine. So let me copy paste. Basically from the floor, actually. So right here. Yeah, mark copy from here. To here. Like that. Right. So let's do the math. How many how many different machines can I cram in here? Good question. There is going to be, let's just do a ring proof of concept. That's it. So 1, 2, 3 more faces. 3 times 4 is 12. Plus 3, 15. Let's do 15 first. Proof of concept, just each ring. I'm going to add 1. So let me actually edit stack. Or let me mark paste actually. Right there. And then edit stack. So let's do, well, each ring is going to have what? Remember, each one does 4. So each ring does 16, right? Because there's 4 faces, 16 of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16. Just like that. Okay, sure. This is also going to help with parallelizing and doing multiple circuits at once, because our current setup, if it crafts one kind of circuit, it stays on that circuit until it's finished. And that's not very nice. Which one? But this is still having problems. Yeah, it probably is. Yeah, it's waiting for eternal singularities to finish up. How's our power doing? 1.6. It's going up. That's all I care about. It was at 1.55 at the start of the episode, I think. So it's going up. Drink water. Yeah, it's still 15%. Honestly, I feel like I feel like it's just a server thing. Maybe that's what the reset button is for. What if I hit the reset button, right? See what does that do? Honestly scared of just breaking the whole thing, so I'm not gonna do it. Okay. Plan is just crafting all of this stuff. Okay, let's see this now. So if I paste it, I should have all the controllers already because I broke them down before. And then everything is working. I can also check each of these things. They're all connected. Here's the moment of truth. Is it like I think it should be copying the wire cutter setting. So if I do this, yeah, it does copy it. Okay, because it would have said connect to any side otherwise. And then let me get hubs here. This one is going to do the heck. Excuse me, frog in my throat. This one is going to do like these four like that. Just like that. And then queuing mode, and then I just have to, I still have to, there's no way around wireless connectors, but this is a lot easier than just doing whatever I was doing over there. I didn't like doing that. And then we also make sure this is claimed. Yeah, okay. And then do, so if I right click, it's going to add 8. Right? Yes. 32 channels. And then we just keep adding more. So 32, there's no more left. And now they're all running. Sweet. So this is still not as efficient as we had before because remember we had like, actually how many machines do we have? We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. 8 times 3, we had 32 machines in a group. So this is still technically not as efficient, but remember, we have all of this space. So what if I just commit to it? Just have one tower full of this? Let's do it, actually. Am I gonna meme and just have it extend to infinity, or do I build upwards? What do you guys think I should do? Honestly, it's probably easier to also manage it if I extend upwards, right? I can even change colors if I wanted to, but let's extend upwards. Let's just make this a full pillar of machines, I guess. Yeah, let's do it. So what I want to do is exchange set mode, exchange mode. Let's go ahead and just patch it up right here. And then basically copy this and then just build it up. So we want the controller and everything up there. So if I do mark paste, and then I just mark it right there, edit transform, bring it up like that, right? So that's going to be another group. Oh, the stacking. No. Reset the stack so it only does that much. And then, so that's going to be another group of 4 wireless connectors right here. And this is going to be as strong as we had before, and then I just keep expanding up. So I'm not gonna like set this all up on camera, the entire pillar, even though I would love to show you guys, but it's gonna take a while to craft because well, actually no, we have time. 20 minutes. Do you think I can craft everything in 20 minutes? It's a non-zero chance. We already crafted another group. Okay, so I'm just gonna paste. Hang out the hubs here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Another thing here, when it comes to matter manipulator multi-blocks, you have to make sure that the whatever you paste is fully completed. Because if it's not, then you're gonna have like some of the machines unpowered, and that's annoying to figure out. But I think what I can also just use is the drone center, because this lets you turn on multi-blocks remotely. So I can just build one and then just whenever I set up a million machines, just use the drone center to turn everything on. So this is really the only tedious part of doing this little setup, is just copy pasting the wireless connectors. And it's not too bad, it's just moving in a straight line. It was a little bit annoying before because we had to move up and down and back and forth, but now I don't really have to do that. So this one again is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. There we go. Okay, so that's another group of 16. So now this should be as strong. I never know how to take this off, honestly. This should be as strong as we had before with 32 machines. So we have a little bit of time, so I think I'm just gonna add on to that. But before I do that, let me get back to what I was working on before I actually forget about it. It's the capacitor bank here. I didn't forget about it. Don't think I did. So I want to replace this with you. Oh, I didn't do it in time. Is that the only one? There's 2 of them. What are you doing? Oh, mutated living solder and all that fun stuff. Okay. So you should have power now, right? You're connected, right? I think I did that last. Yeah. Turn that back on because I need it. That should be a lot better now, yeah. How much is that giving me? 41,000 per second. This is 30,000 per second. Okay, that's more than enough. I'm gonna leave it like that for now. Actually, I should probably add my. Let me make 64, or let me double it. Temporal stuff. Let's do that. Faster circuits. No, 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 no. I want faster. Give me more circuits. Give me more. I am thirsty for circuits. Give me more. We're doubling it. Keep doubling it. Paste again. Do it again. At this point, it's going to complain that it doesn't have controllers, and I think I have a workaround. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Watch this. So I just need to make 15 of those opticals. I think I have them craftable, circuit imprints, yeah. I need 15 of you. Okay, this might take a little bit because pico circuits. I didn't think about that. Yes, I don't think we'll be able to finish this off camera or on camera. It'll probably finish within 15 minutes, but I'll come back to that. Okay, we have the circuit imprint, so that's what I was looking for. And then the controllers. I need 15 of the controllers. That one's waiting on. Are you being crafted in the OG ass line? No. I think you're being crafted here, right? Yeah. You're being crafted somewhere. I don't really know. I'm actually really curious now where you're being crafted. No, you are being crafted here. Okay. Hey, nerdy. What's up? Doing pretty good, actually. Never mind, I'm thirsty. Oops, I dropped my cap. Okay, now I'm doing good because I'm hydrated. We're doing a good amount of spam. Oh, you need the optical processors, that's why. So let me just cancel your craft and get the circuit assembly lines. Need 15 of you. Because you can actually craft these in hand, just like this. But the only thing is that you can't set up a recipe for it. Because this isn't recognized by AE2. Because it's not a crafting table. So you can't do this automatically, which is kind of funny. I found that out the hard way. I had a recipe for it and it wasn't doing anything. So you have to make the controllers by hand at least. No, but we're doing some machine spam. I'm starting to complain about circuits, so I'm setting up designated like machines for one type of circuit. Because before we have like all circuits being being shoved into this weird little setup here, and that's kind of cringe. So I don't want to do that anymore. So I'm trying to expand our circuit crafting capabilities. Lots of machine spam. We also worked on power. Power is being... It's still going up. That's a good sign. That's a problem. What's wrong? What is happening here? Okay, Naquadol fuel is being suspicious. How come you can't craft it? So the level maintainer tries to craft 10k at a time. I'm not sure why it's not crafting 10k at a time. Is the level maintainer off or what? Or is it too slow? It might be too slow. I think it's like right here. Yeah, it's only 10k. I'm gonna bring it down to no 10k is probably don't mess with it. It's Tesseracts again. Okay. You are crafting Tesseracts correctly, right? So I did move the Tesseract crafting to over here. Do I have Tesseracts level maintain? I might need to. But I set up this recipe over here. It uses more of the transcendent metal rods to make more Tesseracts. I don't know if it's worth it though, because it's 8 to 8, right? But this one's 32 to 16. And I guess we'll do the math here, right? So each, oh, we have this recipe also for transcendent metal. You're right. You're very right. I forgot about this recipe. Oh yeah, we got to set it up right now. Okay, so I'm gonna start making the blocks. Yeah, get out of there. No, 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 no. I forgot about that. Oh, that's one of the things I was gonna set up, and I totally forgot. Okay, so you want to use stellar catalyst, and that's pretty much it. Everything else here is just like that. No residue. Celestial tungsten, that's a byproduct, and then transcendent metal dust. I'll consider that a byproduct as well. And then just do that. 320. So that goes there. And now to make molten transcendent metal, or if I need the dust for whatever, I would macerate it. Yeah, let's pick up the macerated stuff. So now the macerated stuff is going to be made by breaking down the block. Where's the block? This one, like that. Let's just do that. Macerating it, that goes there. And then the ingot, no, the fluid, transcendent metal fluid. That one is going to be made by actually melting the block. Instead of melting core. Fluid extractor, okay. Molten transcendent metal is made like that, and then the ingot is going to be solidified. Transcendent metal, this one. It's already solidified, okay. I think that's what we want to do. So, craft you. I think you're starting to craft the blocks now, right? Just restart some of these recipes because I probably broke everything. So if I try to make something like 10,000 blocks of transcendent metal. Fluid extractor might definitely need an upgrade because that is kind of slow. I can also just increase the how much batch crafting you get. Yeah, that's the problem. Okay. Ew. No, 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 no. I want you to make like a. Oh, that's what it is. No, I need you to make like 5 million. 37 million? Yeah, sure. Okay, that's ready at least. So let me reset the craft. I just want to see it actually produce itself. Make me 10k. This guy's ready. I'm pretty sure that this is a better way to make transcendent metal. Tungsten, titanium carbide. Xeron is the blast melter. Blast melter moment. I might need to make 1 million more blast melters, right? Yeah, probably. Honestly, copying pasting more of them is not too difficult because we have wireless for those, and I like wireless. Anyways, we have another group of circuit ass lines. And then I need more hubs. Then, you just set up queuing mode, make sure that this is powered right now. Okay, so now this is going to be an improvement to our old system because now there's just more of these guys. And I pretty much want to do the same for other circuit types. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it, right? Yeah, okay. So now we have, what is this, 48? 16 times 3 is 48. So if I try to make a bunch of optical circuits, that should be a lot faster now. Tungsten, carbide dust, titan steel dust. Used to make octire, never mind. Titan steel. Why do you need tungsten titanium carbide dust for what? Oh, that's why. Okay, sure. I feel like it's faster. I don't know how faster, but I feel like it's a little faster. That's for sure the better way to make a transcendent metal, though. Plus, we're getting a ton of stellar catalyst, so I might as well start using it. Yeah, we have a net positive still. I think we started this episode with 350 million, so we're building up still. Look at our circuits, even faster. But I want more. So I'm getting ready to wrap up for the episode. So what I'm gonna do, um, 2, 3. I want to expand this by 4. Basically, just complete this whole thing. So I'm gonna do that real quick. So let me 1, 2, 3, 4. Multiply this by 4. Yeah. I'm gonna set this up off camera. And set up the rest of this optical group. And I'm not sure if I'm going to have enough time because it's already getting pretty late. I'm trying to improve my sleep schedule by a bunch because I do have to commute. It's only like 20-minute drive, but still, it's non-zero. It's much more than what I had to commute in my last job. So I am trying to get my sleep in order. Okay, so I'm going to hopefully try to set this up off camera, finish this craft, and then on next couple of episodes start expanding this for other circuits, and then even doing a similar setup for advanced ass lines for things like quantum circuits, but basically all the other circuits. It's the circuits that I'm trying to set this up for. I'm trying to get them like fixed, right? And who knows, maybe I'll also decide that this isn't worth it, or not worth it. It's worth it for sure. It's way faster, but if I need to change the subnet setup, if I need to add more channels, which I probably will have to. I'll think about that though later. Yeah, but for now, it's just, I'm just gonna call it a night here. Anyway, so pretty good progress today, actually. We did improve our power. Yes, our antimatter is struggling just a little bit, but I think I'm actually not too sure what's going on. I'm gonna cancel you. You're causing problems. Thought I told that to stop crafting. I'm not too sure what's going on with the depleted fuel because I'm trying to. I set it up so that to craft, but it's not crafting. So I'm not sure where that's going. Do you think it has something to do with fluid storage? It might. Let me check here. Yeah, actually, that's probably what it is. So I'm gonna add a singularity for that fuel. Actually, you know what? I can confirm over here. I don't know actually. No, it doesn't show up anywhere. So it's stuck somewhere. Not sure where it is though. I'm just gonna try to reset this level maintainer because sometimes it does that. Like, no, you're not actually doing anything. Try restarting it. Let me cancel that because that's a new recipe. Okay, yeah. Let me set this up off camera and then try to figure out what's going on with the depleted fuel. Because right now I'm pretty sure it's saying that it wants to craft, but you're not crafting. And part of that is like, again, buffers are always a problem. So it's trying to make 10,000 at a time, and sometimes the buffers just freak out. Yeah, I don't really know. I'll check on this anyways. But yeah, for now I'm gonna call it a night here. Thanks for everyone's time and support as always. I will see you guys next time. Gonna try to do some more machine spam off camera, but even then it's not too. Can't really promise much because I don't have as much time anymore. Anyways, for now, have a good night. Take care, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you. Bye bye.